Hi there, I'm your host Cory McKane, and I want to welcome you to the In Fitness and in Health podcast, the best podcast out there for, well, everything fitness and health. We'll be interviewing all sides of the health and wellness world, industry experts from celebrity personal trainers, all the way to some of the leaders of the biggest fitness tech companies on the planet. We're going to be diving deep into the corners of fitness to get a better understanding of the ins and outs of the body, the mind, and the business of fitness. This podcast is absolutely sponsored by WeStrive. WeStrive is the world's #1 platform for health and wellness professionals, including personal trainers, nutritionists, yoga instructors, and the like. Head to WeStriveApp.com and use promo code podcast50, that's podcast50, to get 50% off your first 2 months after your free trial. Now, let's get started with this week's podcast. And shout out Jackson Fall for the intro. My guy.
Yes. Yeah, shout out Jackson.
So how do you know Jackson actually?
So I went to Launch House April through, March through April, right? For about a month. It's a co-living experience for founders, basically in LA and Beverly Hills. Gotcha. And he was one of the main guys there. He's a designer for Launch House. And so he's awesome. I completely fell in love with his dog, Memphis.
Memphis. Shout out Memphis.
Shout out Memphis. Oh, Lady Memphi. I miss her. But yeah, we instantly bonded. He's a great guy.
Yeah, it's funny because I actually bonded with Memphis myself. He left for, it might have actually been when he visited LA. I can't remember where he was, but basically like I took care of his dog for like 2 days, and she's like the best dog.
She gets so attached.
And I was pumped because he had Apple TV, so I watched all the shows that I've never been able to watch because I don't have that. So yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Love it. Love it.
So awesome. So enough about Jackson. He's going to love being featured on the beginning of the podcast. But can you tell everyone who you are, what you do, and then we'll break down, all that stuff.
Sure. Definitely. Well, hello, my name is Nastassia Ponomarenko. I'm the founder of Corecircle, a social fitness app for Gen Zers to track and document their fitness journeys in public. I'm also the founder of Nastyfit, a fitness apparel brand for young women that I launched when I was 18 years old. So it's been a couple of years since, and have just been doing business stuff ever since I was 18, really. But my biggest thing right now is the social fitness app called Corecircle. It's just absolutely, I'm in love with it. I have a big background in fitness, have been doing it for over 6 years now, ever since I was 15 and a half. Haven't skipped over a couple days of working out literally since then. So it's something that I'm so deep in with on the business side, consumer side, even the influencer side, which I'm sure we'll talk about. When I was a bit younger. So just kind of all aspects of it.
Love it. Yeah, you're literally 21 and you already have a company that's done over $1 million in sales. That's pretty insane. So
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely insane. So how did you get started in fitness? Was it typical like you're in high school PE class and they got showed you how to do a bench press, or what was the?
Oh God, definitely not the PE class. I was on Instagram and I was 15 and a half scrolling through Instagram. I might have been stalking who some boy follows. I think it actually was that. I think it was that. I think I was stalking who this guy that I liked at the time follows, and I saw like all these fitness models, but I didn't know what fitness models were at that time. And I just like clicked on a couple of them and I was like, wow, they look really amazing. Like just great physiques. And I don't know what happened. Literally, I guess that is just what catapulted everything and started this whole fire in me to just like work out. But I think it was just that. I was like enamored of how they looked. And I was like, wow, I want to do that too. I played sports my entire life, but obviously team sports, team activities are much different than doing something for yourself. So completely different. But I think it was what I did on Instagram just started everything, weirdly enough.
Excuse me. But what I was going to say is what was so funny to me is I told like this my friends, I was like, I'm going to start interviewing a bunch of like fitness CEOs and like these big, people involved in the nutrition industry and all that stuff. And Jackson was like, you should interview my friend Nastassia. And we were friends on Twitter. And like, I had an early app too, and so I didn't know anything about you, but I knew you had an early app, and I was like, well, that's cool, but like what am I going to ask her about? Like, like when I had an early app, like I couldn't have told you anything. I'd be like, I don't know, like we're working on it. And then he's
Oh, I
like,
see.
well, check out her YouTube, and then check out her Instagram, and
Oh,
then
I
check out
see.
her company she's built with 1 million+ sales, and then check
Yeah.
out her app. And I was like, she's done like 40 things. Like I was just like, he kept like every single thing. I was like, this is. I was so impressed. Like when I was 21, I was like in college and had no idea,
Right.
and it took me so many years to grow WeStrive to what it is today, and you've like 3x my growth and just crushed. So props to
Mm.
you, and we're gonna break down like all four of those things I just said. What do you want to start with? Because we'll fit it. We'll get Corecircle here in a bit. We have
Let's
Nastyfit.
start from the beginning. Let's start.
Let's
Let's do
go from
chronological
from the
order
top from the top. Yeah,
from
there
the
we go.
top. Well, let's see. I think it all started from, so I became obsessed with fitness at 15 and a half. And then
Okay.
I mixed that with my passion of being in front of the camera. So ever since I
Mm,
was in sixth grade, I filmed my first kind of YouTube videos. They were singing YouTube videos. I did like
nice.
Adele, I did all those, but I can't sing though. That's a thing. But it's something that I really enjoyed doing at the time. And then
Wait,
it was
is that
makeup.
channel still active?
No, no, no. Oh God, no, 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 no.
Okay.
A couple of my classmates found out about it. I don't remember how. Doesn't matter. But they were like making fun of me about it, of
Oh,
course. And so I just deleted all my videos since.
oh, that's rough. I'm sorry. Well,
No, no, it's okay. It could have been actually much, much worse. It wasn't even that bad. I wouldn't even call it bullying. It was just kind of like you just got made fun of a little bit for a couple of days, and then that's kind of
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
But then I mean, the flame didn't die out. I really liked just filming and documenting and vlogging. And so at that time, I think it was what, like 2013,
Mm,
2012. That's when like this whole like beauty guru stage theme came up on YouTube, sorry, and
mm-hmm.
I was watching other people's videos, so I just really enjoyed what they were doing, and so I did my own kind of makeup stuff as well. Let's see, but when I was 16, 15, 16, that's when I again became obsessed with fitness and started
Mm.
just documenting everything on YouTube. So a couple of videos went viral. Like I had one that was a get ready with me high school edition, and that one had like millions of views. And so that kind of
Really
skyrocketed.
quick, did you delete those videos? So I saw that you only have 4 videos on your current YouTube channel.
That's a good question. A couple of weeks ago, I did delete most of my YouTube videos. Yes,
Oh, why did you do
I
that? Because
did.
I was like, there's no way she just put one on there and it got that many views.
No, no, no. I think because the person I was in high school, which is when I film most of my content, is a complete different person than I am
Yeah,
today. And so it's
like you
that
don't
type
want
of
that to be
thing.
like this is me. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially, yeah, it's just, it's something that makes you cringe, you know? The things I even did like a year ago make me cringe sometimes. It's just like, that's
Yeah.
how fast one grows. And it's like, the things on the internet are kind of forever. And I just didn't want like those videos out. So I was just like, fuck it. Like, I'm
Mm.
just going to delete everything. I just don't want to be associated like this. But yeah, so I filmed content for a couple of years. I stopped and started focusing more so on startups and business last year.
Well, I mean, and then so how did your fitness clothing brand come about? Because like 1 million in
Oh,
sales
I
is
see.
insane. So like,
Right.
how do you even like? Was it were
Yeah.
you just like I could do this too? Like what was that process like?
My first form of uh, income came when I was 17. I was selling workout guides
Love it.
and made a lot of money as a 17-year-old. And so I saved up some money, didn't spend all of it. And in senior year of high school, I was like, okay, I want to start my own clothing brand for a couple of reasons.
Mm.
And yeah, I just started it. I mean, it was really difficult because I don't come from a family of entrepreneurs or anybody who knows how to build businesses. So I kind of had to figure out the ropes myself and
Mm.
Google a lot and do
Lots
a
of
lot of
YouTube
things.
videos.
Lots
Yeah.
of YouTube videos, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
How to start a business, how to start talking to manufacturers, where to even find manufacturers, all of those questions.
Mm.
And yeah, just started ordering samples and then ordering in bulk, and then just Nastyfit came about. Of course, there was a little bit more to that than just Nastyfit came about, but
Yeah.
yeah, July 2018 is when we first launched, and every
Mm.
year we've been doing better. So
That's so
it's
cool.
amazing. Yeah, we hired an apparel designer in 2019. I used to package and ship everything out from my parents' garage, and so
I love
yeah,
it.
2019 is when I know it's kind of like that typical like young hustler start in your
Yeah.
parents' garage type of deal. Yeah, moved out everything to a fulfillment warehouse in Texas. So that's where everything's at right now.
So awesome. So awesome. Wait, so at what point did you realize that it could be like a business? Like at what point did you go from like, I mean, maybe you, I mean, I know you looked at it as going to be a business when you first started, but at what point were you like, okay, this is actually like ridiculous. Like we're making good money.
Oh, I would say the first couple of months. Well, the first couple of months were like it was a lot of, I wouldn't say BSing around. It was just more so of like I came to a realization a couple of months in, or probably even after like half a year in of having Nastyfit out, that like our pieces weren't original by any means. Like it was just kind of like like the simple like black leggings and like baby pink, and there was no
Mm.
kind of original unique sense to Nasty Fit. So I was like, okay, I suck at drawing things out and designing things in terms of like like on paper. I have the creativity,
I'm the same
the mind.
way. Yeah.
Right, but I can't
Yeah.
really sketch things out. So I hired an apparel designer named Amy. She's completely awesome, still works with us to this day to get really cool designs out. So, like our contour collection, for example, did extremely well. That was our first kind of like unique piece. And so
Well,
you,
can we break that down then? So like you want to make the contour, did I say that right? Contour?
contour
Did I say that right?
collection, yeah, 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 yeah,
Contour collection. You want to make the contour collection. What is that process like? Like, okay, like day one
yeah.
contour collection to having it sold online. How does that process work?
Right. So, I mean, the first one is the idea, right? That's the first thing. So, I first began sketching things out myself, just because it's always important to have a visual, even with like uh, I recommend this with apps too. Like for me,
Hmm.
when Corecircle came about, when I had the idea, thankfully I was already accustomed to using Figma, so I just created mockups. So mockups are like amazing. Yeah, yeah, love Figma. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I just started sketching out kind of the where the contour lines, where I'd want them at, and all that good stuff. And so I just sent them over to Amy. It took a couple of rounds to get like the perfect kind of look of the legging of the sports bra. Then we sent
Hmm.
that out to our manufacturer. We got like a ton of samples back, had to revise a lot to get like it to look really amazing, and then ordered it in bulk, and then promoted it on social media and all that good stuff. And that's basically it. I mean, honestly, I have to say though, like having your own brand, like selling merchandise just for anyone, has never been easier than it is now. Like it's so
Hmm.
much different from, for example, like what I'm building, a fitness app where product market fit is everything to one's success. But in
Hmm.
terms of just, and I'm talking from the macro perspective, I'm not talking about just Nasty Fit in general, Nasty Fit in specific. But yeah, like I mean, I could start like a t-shirt company tomorrow, basically, and start making sales pronto because of like
Hmm.
TikTok and Instagram. It's really interesting. But yeah, sorry, I went really off topic there.
No,
Um,
that's we're on a podcast. I don't want like a one sentence answer. That's perfect.
yeah.
Uh, and I noticed you did like a day in the life. Because again, you have four videos for me to choose from. So I noticed you did a day in the life. Do you do that often, or is that just like a one time kind of a thing?
Is that the one that has, is this the 7 million views one?
It had a lot of views. I don't remember
It
which
had a
one
lot of views.
specific.
Okay, that's,
Yeah,
yeah, it's probably
yeah.
that one. Oh, no, no, it's
Oh, it
actually
was that. Yeah, I remember it now. Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah.
okay, cool. Yeah, I did a couple of those. I mean, just by nature, those videos hit off well with people, and
Hmm.
they're really fun to film too. You just kind of take people along with your life, but not something that I would do now, just because I don't know, when I was back then filming videos, it was all kind of public and out in the open. You're taking people along with your journey, what you do on a day to day basis, and now it's just I don't do that because I value privacy, and also my life is actually extremely boring because I just
That's
work
what
all day. So
That's what I
like,
hate too. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like we've started filming like a TV series for WeStrive and like our day to day and like my day to day.
oh god,
But it's just like, and there's some cool stuff we do, but like it's mostly just me on the computer or on call. So I'm like, how can we make this
exactly,
fun? It's just like I don't want to watch this, but then some people
yeah,
do want to watch it. So I'm like, I don't know. So,
right.
but yeah, I know you're preaching to the choir. I totally agree with that.
I guess
And
if
then
you provide, there are some people actually who work all day, but they like provide like value in between, like every 2 minutes, for example, of the video, they're like, here's this advice, or here's this
mhm,
tip, or here's how I built. Like they make it entertaining, but like that takes time, honestly, and it's just if you don't
it's a
have a passion,
lot of time.
yeah, exactly. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
burnt out from like the whole content creation side of things.
I mean, and then I was gonna ask because like you have like 500,000 followers on Instagram, and then you have your YouTube channel. So like, have you kind of more just moved over to Instagram and kind of neglected the? I don't want to say neglected, but like kind of
Yeah.
not neglected. I guess I'll say that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
it's a word. It fits.
it's yeah.
Um, uh, yes, I think also one of the reasons because when I was 20, I just majorly transitioned into filming more business and self improvement content.
Hmm.
Whereas my most of my subscriber base are people who watch me because of fitness and
Hmm.
the fitness vlogs and all the workouts and all that good stuff. And so that didn't transition well, of course, into the
Hmm.
self improvement business side of things. So it's like, you also kind of, I don't know, just many things happened at the same time. It was a mixture of that. It was a mixture of me just not wanting to create content in the first place. Instagram is just an easier platform, to be honest.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I also have this notion of I don't have that much to share on YouTube regardless. I mean, a lot of what people share on YouTube is either personal or either like tips or advice. And it's
Hmm.
like, I came to this point in my life where like I don't care about inspiring people, right? I just want to build like a successful business. That's really it.
Hmm.
Whether one gets inspired or not is not something I can control, nor do I want to control. Because
Hmm.
I think, having the desire of wanting to inspire the masses just comes through ego. So that's how I think about things now.
Yeah, I mean, good to know. I mean, because like I said, I was looking at the YouTube channel and I was like, I feel like she's more Instagram focused, but I wasn't really sure. And then
Yeah.
we'll get to Corecircle right after this, but like when you were starting off, was it kind of like YouTube and Instagram were growing like this, and then you switched now to Instagram, or was it kind of like one
Mm.
shot up and then the other one followed?
Mm. Um, well, I started on YouTube, right? 15, 16, 17 years old. And then I think around 17 years old, that's when I transitioned more into Instagram as well. Just like, hey, I have this following on Instagram. Go follow me. Oh, sorry. I have this following on YouTube. Go follow me on Instagram. So it was more
Hmm.
so of that. Just natural transition. And then, yeah, Instagram started growing. YouTube was growing. It all grew kind of at simultaneously. I think
Yeah,
YouTube, though, it was easier to get more views as opposed to Instagram because it's such a saturated
yeah,
platform.
exactly.
It's really difficult to grow on Instagram, especially now compared to like years ago when I first
Hmm.
started or when many other fitness influencers started. Like it's virtually impossible to build a high following now starting from like nothing, which is why so many people use TikTok.
Yeah, it's. I mean, yeah, honestly, exactly what you said. Like, it's. I mean, even like running our brand account, it's like it's so
Oh, yeah.
impossible to like.
Oh, yeah.
Some of our competitors have like 100,000 more users than us because they've been around for years, and like they're
Right.
getting like 6 likes a post. So it's like it's just so
That's
hard to
when you know
grow.
that's a fake.
Yeah,
That's fake followers. They bought
yeah.
that. Most brands,
Oh,
it's
oh, I didn't
actually
mean. Sorry, I didn't mean followers. I mean like they have actual customers. Like they have like I know for a fact
oh
they have like 100,000 customers, but then only get like six
oh
likes. So what I'm saying is like
oh I see.
yeah, yeah, because
Hmm.
I totally am very familiar with like the when I first started, we did the whole like fake follower bullshit,
Yeah,
like
most people do. It's
years
so
ago.
obvious.
Oh, now it's like okay, really, guys, come on. But yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like 2016 ish, it was still cool to do that, and like people didn't really get it yet, and then now people are like, I think the common man or person knows that that's what's
Mhm.
going on. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I'm sure hundreds of new accounts are popping up per day that are brand related, business related things. So yeah, it's
mhm,
really difficult. And I think just like Instagram's algorithm is not optimized for new accounts to grow, which I think
mhm.
over time is definitely going to bite Instagram in the ass, or is already biting Instagram in the ass, as we know. They're not growing I don't think they're growing as a platform. Uh,
Kind
yeah.
of hard to grow when you have everyone, though. I feel like I feel like they have like everyone,
It's
but
true.
like
So
you said,
sustaining that growth, sustaining
exactly,
it.
exactly.
Yeah,
Well, then yeah, TikTok's just so like I
that's
I
true.
don't have any followers on TikTok, and I put one video on there and I got like 1 million views, and I'm just like,
Oh
okay,
wow.
like what's going
Put
on
up
here?
more.
It's just yeah, no, I know I need to. I'm like I've just been so busy, and I have like drafts that I keep building up, and I'm like
Oh, I
I'll do it
see.
tomorrow. I
Yeah,
need
yeah,
to do
yeah.
it though.
I'm
Yeah,
currently doing the same thing because Corecircle's launching in a couple of weeks, and so like now leading up to the launch, I'm like posting a lot, or not
yeah.
posting a lot, just creating a lot of content because it is the best place when you want to just grow your wait list or
Yeah.
brand awareness, anything like
No,
that.
and I saw a buddy, well, not really a buddy, this guy I know that's like not funny at all, has like millions of followers, and he just posts videos of him talking every day. And I'm like, okay,
Are you
I
sure
need,
he's not funny or not funny to
I
you?
promise you, this guy is not funny at all. I watched the video and I was like, this is just a generic, like this is,
Um,
anyways, I digress. I just saw it today, so it's on top of my mind.
yeah,
Let's
who
get to, let's
knows?
get to Corecircle. Let's get to Corecircle.
Sure,
So,
sure.
we're you did $1 million in sales, 500,000 followers on Instagram, dominated YouTube, and now you're like, boom, I'm gonna make this fitness app.
Yeah.
So why did you want to make the app? And then we'll get into what is the app and blah blah
um, a small backstory leading up to that. So I launched my very first tech startup, or my very first app called Connectful, a networking app for Gen Z, and I actually launched it last year, October. And yeah, had it live, was working on it for about 4 months post launch, and
blah.
I spent so much money on it, made so many mistakes, hiring mistakes, design mistakes, product mistakes, literally all the mistakes. And in February is one of this year is when I realized, oh my God, like I just totaled all the money that I spent on this app and didn't have product market fit. Like users were leaving, high churn rate, all that not so fun stuff. And I remember having a conversation with my dad in early February, and we were kind of talking about Connectful. And then my dad just kind of jokingly said, I don't know if he was serious or joking, but he was like, "You should start a fitness app because, of course, like this is in my niche. Like, you just start this." And I was like, literally in that second, I was like, Dad, how could you say that? Like, I'm never gonna start something in like the fitness space again. I just wanted to like move from it actually. And then the next thought that came into my head was, oh my God, like a social fitness app, a fitness app that is baked into the social experience. And literally within like seconds, I was like, this is a fire idea.
Right, right.
And then literally went home, did a ton of market research, started Google Docking everything that I wanted on there, and got
Love
the
it.
designs. Yeah, started mocking things up as well on Figma. Hired a UI UX designer within a couple of days or the next day. I don't really quite remember. He got it done in a week, and so we started developing from there. Got the MVP out in 2 months to the hands of beta testers. So it all just happened quite fast. But it's because being a second time founder has so much leverage, honestly, and because
Mm,
you made so many mistakes with your first startup, you apply all of that to your next startup. So it enables you to just execute really fast. And fitness is something, like I told you, I know like all aspects about it. So it was just literally a perfect marriage between consumer social and fitness. Mix it
mm.
together, bam, beauty. That's how I feel about it.
No, no, and what you said, like I've always thought, because whenever a buddy of mine's like, "Oh, I want to make a startup," I'm like, I could save you 2 years in like a week. Like I could easily do this, and so I'm confident WeStrive is going to work really well and all that stuff. But like, if I ever had to make another startup, or if I ever do, I'm just like so excited to just like fly through like the onboarding and all that stuff, mock-ups. Yeah, I absolutely love it.
That's actually exactly how I felt with Connectful. I was thinking in
Mm,
the back of my mind that you know what, like if I started something new right now, it would be so much easier and better because you're starting from like the ground up basically, right? You're not
mm,
already tweaking on an already existing product and spending more money. It's just like a clean slate.
mm.
And I was like, I can't be thinking about this. It's like thinking about cheating on your partner.
No, it's
Like I can't.
literally, yeah.
Yeah, it feels like that. It's like I can't think about anything else besides my other startup. And then that's why I'm really just it was a good not opportunity, but it was like mixed with luck. I don't know what you want to call it, but the idea of Corecircle, just like how it came out to be, was just so perfect. I was like, this is it. Screw Connectful. I'm over it. Corecircle to the moon.
Wait, how to love it? How many users did you have on Connectful when you moved on?
That's a good question. Um, um, I think a total of 5 to 6K, but that's because we spent like thousands of dollars with videos and marketing and all that good stuff,
Mm,
which was completely a waste of money because it's like pouring water into a leaky bucket because those users eventually leave. So our like
Exactly.
DAU, our daily active users, weekly active users was pretty low compared to the number
Mhm.
of users we had. So that was that. Yeah, that's just a clear sign that you don't have a good product.
I mean, that's what's rough too about launching a social product. Like
Yeah.
social and fitness is a little different because you have more elements to it. But like when it's just this pure social, people instantly go, "Well, I'd rather just use Instagram. I'd rather just use Twitter. I'd rather just use Facebook." So like, just pure social is just so hard to implement. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, this is true. And no, I could completely agree with you. I think also because we were targeting like entrepreneurial Gen Zers, and there's not a lot of us out there really too. So
yeah,
our demographic was like very, very small, probably like what thousands, maybe tens of thousands, if we're taking like the entire kind of uh, just the entirety of maybe the states or whatnot. But there's that, and also when I was working on Connectful, that was around the time where Clubhouse just popped off. And
mhm.
that's around the time when I started using Twitter, and I was like, whoa, my people are on Twitter, but I'm starting like
Exactly.
a networking app, because I had no friends and I had a hard time finding, my people, but like Twitter exists and it's a
Yeah,
great
like
place, and
it's right
Clubhouse is
there.
awesome. Exactly. So I was like, also this realization of you don't need to build a kind of an app for just one thing where it could be networking can be found at kind of anywhere, to be honest.
Mhm.
I don't know, just a lot of things learned. But with social fitness, see, this is one of the things that I completely rave about is mixing utility and social,
Mhm.
and doing it in a good way. That is, I think, literally the winner of any consumer app. It's kind of like Instagram, right? You heard about like 2013, 2012. I don't know when Instagram started popping off, somewhere around there. I was too young to care about that at that time. But yeah, like apparently people used Instagram for its filters at first because the filters were
Yep.
free. There are many of them, and then it turned into a whole social giant. It's kind of like the tool comes first and then the network, kind of that
Mhm.
phrase. But I think again, like how I said, integrating, mixing the two, social and utility, is just the best.
And so, and I mean, I agree on all that stuff. And I was just thinking about like your age, and I'm like, did you ever have a MySpace? Or were you
No,
way
no, no.
too?
I didn't do
Okay,
MySpace. I
I
think
was
I
gonna
was too
say,
young.
well, actually, your age is so convenient because I realized that your age is the same age as the current year it is. So I was like, oh, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool. Like
it's
2015,
convenient.
2021, very
Convenient.
convenient, very convenient. You don't have to do any math ever. You just know how old you were during that
Thank God.
year.
Yeah.
Okay, so no MySpace. Probably a little bit later to Facebook. Yeah, I'm definitely familiar with
Actually,
the.
yeah,
Okay,
no. Facebook was seventh grade, I think, or yeah, sixth and seventh grade. And I don't know if you also had that phase where you played like all the
maybe.
Zynga games,
For
like
like a
the
minute
Farmville
because
and the
we had like mafia kind of stuff on MySpace, so I
I
was
see.
kind of already over that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
vibe. But
yeah, yeah.
exactly. I have friends that still play Farmville and all that stuff. So,
It was
but
so much fun.
not too many. I have a couple.
Yeah, too.
Um, like maybe one.
Okay,
Um, but that's so. Can you explain the overall concept of Corecircle? And we'll obviously include this in the beginning too, so people know
no
it right
worries.
away. But let's kind of
Yeah.
break that down really quick. What you guys do and why you do it.
Yeah. So basically, the utility aspect, it integrates very well. Well, without the utility, there's kind of no social aspect to Core Circle. So basically, you create your own workout within the app, and then all workouts that you complete are posted on the home screen for your followers to see. So that's like our social element. Like you could see everybody's workout. That they've done for the day, basically, and you could click
Mhm.
on their workout and see exactly what they did. So, for example, um, I have a lot of people following me who look at my workouts every single day. They
Mhm.
can now, we've added the feature where you could save other people's workouts for later. And then if you
Ooh,
complete another person's workout, they will get credibility for it, like the workout author. So if somebody does my
nice.
workout, it'll say like, Sally Sue just completed Nastassia's like, or Sally Sue just completed the lower body day created by at Nastassia Ponomarenko. So
I love that.
we've noticed that a lot of our users were on the home screen, just like clicking on other people's workouts, seeing what they're doing, seeing what exercises they could incorporate into their workouts. So it's like,
Mhm.
okay, this is great. We could easily incorporate a feature into actually saving and doing other people's workouts. So that's basically the premise of it. And we've just been building out building out the app ever since we've launched into private beta in April. Literally just didn't have to, that's our core like usage of the app. So I'm really thankful that we didn't have to like scratch things out and like try out another core feature. Like that is our core feature and it works really well. Because why creating a workout works well on Corecircle is because most people use the Notes app. And I think we might have talked about this. I'm not sure if we did, but most fitness enthusiasts use the Notes app to kind of create and track their workouts. I used to too. It's not an effective place to actually see your progress. Very disorganized too. And so our goal was to just create a very minimalistic user experience of creating a workout, because other fitness apps, my God, their UI is like extremely cluttered, not user friendly by any means. So,
and is yours like more of a text document where because I don't know if I was invited to the private beta, and if I was, I totally forgot to sign up. So one of us is in the fault there. I mean, I easily could have asked you. So we'll call it even. But is it more of like an empty text box, or like what are you guys like? Like how does that work for?
Yeah, I could literally just show you through the screen right now, actually. So
cool. And then if you have a video of it, we'll do a
sure. Yeah. I'll send you things. So
cool,
basically,
perfect,
you can see here. So it's basically empty text box, but they're categorized by like sets, reps, and weight. So it's not as free. Okay, you can't get like more free form than Notes. That is like the complete definition of free form. So ours is very simple, but also is categorized so we could actually track things on the back end, what you're doing, and use it for data purposes later on. So that's basically the premise of it. We just added an Explore feed actually that is categorized by goal similarity. So if I want to increase my PR, increase a PR, and another user wants to increase their PR, I'll be able to see kind of their goal as well. Recently joined. So if a user just created an account, they'll get promoted as well on the Explore feed. Activity as well. So if you're active in the app, then of course you get rewarded for your activity. And also people near you, because a lot of fitness enthusiasts typically don't have those other fitness friends that they could go to the gym with or just talk fitness with. So being able to find people in your area is really important too.
No, and what's funny, I don't think I mentioned this to you, but I actually, what year is it? So last May, we had the contract about to be signed with me and this NFL Hall of Fame guy, and I was going to build a fitness app with him, and it was going to be a social fitness app actually. So similar concept to what you're doing, but it was going to be about challenges, so you challenge other people. And a lot of the ideas you mentioned were ideas that I had, like the ability to like bookmark a workout. I love the idea that like, because the way I didn't think about it this way, but when you said that you could bookmark a workout and then have it saved to the homepage, like, and this person did this of this person's workout. I had the same thing, but of this person's challenge. So I honestly, when you said that, I was like, oh, that's genius. Like, I think that's so cool. It's a good way to like grow your brand while also like letting someone else follow a cool workout. And the fact that it's free is awesome. So we'll definitely have to collab on that, because like I never ended up building it, so you can just have a lot of the crap I built. So we'll talk about that. But no,
Thank you.
I was gonna say, I think that's incredible though. I love the idea of how that's built out. Are you guys planning on doing like I'm trying to think of another app that does this, but like adding like another ability where like you type in squat and it'll have a photo and video attached? Or are you guys going to keep it just like clean, simple UI? Like, what are you guys thinking?
Well, our button right at the top, it says explore exercises, and then tapping on it will kind of bring up an exercise directory that is categorized by muscle group. So that's currently what we have right now. It makes creating a workout extremely simple, but there's a lot of things that we're going to be just improving in that aspect, because in order to, right now we don't keep track of what kind of weight a person's using, sets, reps, what exercise they're doing. And so we have a feature on our roadmap that will track the muscle groups that you are engaging throughout the week. Also, we're gonna add a feature where it will show you the weight that you did last week, so you could continuously like do some progressive overload as well. Like if I did goblet squats last week, let's say 3 sets of 20 at like 50 pounds, and this week today I'm doing goblet squats, then it'll tell me what I did last week, so I could then consciously know that, okay, I need to increase my reps or my weight or whatever.
We're literally adding that this month too, that exact feature. Cause it's like, I'm so pissed because and we're not, to clarify to the audience, she's B2C, I'm B2B. So totally different.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not competitors anyway, but I was going to say like, we have that on our web, but our users can't, they hate it because they can't see what they did last week. And it's so annoying. And it's my fault because when we rebuilt the app, we didn't include that feature. We used to have it, now we don't have it. So that's like our number one priority right now is get that back in the app. So I'm excited that you guys are adding that too, because it's such a crucial feature.
It is. Yeah. Right now it's, our users are currently just like looking through all of the workouts that they've done in the past,
Exactly.
but it's just like the UX isn't obviously optimized for that. It's not easy to see what you did last week or whatever it may be. So literally just, improving UX is the number one thing. And I feel like a lot of fitness apps just like, I don't know if they care about it, but it's just like, you're too damn slow. Like, I think, okay, one of the other advantages, that having a small team has, and possibly even a solo founder too, is your ability to execute on a very, very fast pace. Yeah, fist bump. There you go.
Boom,
boom. And for me, like, I am on our Instagram page every single day, seeing all of the requests that we're getting, all of the problems and all of that. Mm-hmm. So I'm very much like, I'm just in the UX scene. Exactly. So that also enables me to know what the problem is. I'm also an everyday user of Corecircle, so that helps. It's just perfect. I could go on and on about this, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say that I love that because I did the same thing, but you guys are doing it like at an awesome rate. I love how you said that, like, we had all these people asking for this, so we added this, or like we saw that. Actually, what I was going to say is I did a really good job of interviewing people, but I did a bad job of analyzing my analytics. And from what you said, it sounded like you said we had everyone on the homepage doing this, and then we did this. And it sounds like, am I correct that you were using your analytics to do that?
Oh my gosh, that's another thing that's so important too. It's not only like listening to what people say, because also like what they say, oh my God, I love your app, or like, oh my God, I hate this, or it's typically, I love
bullshit.
This.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. But when you look at the metric, it's like, this person hasn't visited the app in like 5 days. What are they talking about?
It's the worst when they're your friend too. You're like,
I know. Like, oh my gosh, I love this feature so much. Like, has never used it. You check the metrics. So yeah, it's really important. We use Mixpanel to analyze everything. Mixpanel, I rave about it. You can literally create cohorts of people, see exactly what they're doing, who they are, etc. Segment them based off of like how many times they work out, how often they visit the home screen, etc. So like, Mixpanel is just absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, I do a lot of, I analyze the data in that sense too. It helps so much.
Yeah, and I love that you said that, because literally just in the past 6 months, we started getting our analytics. We actually use Amplitude.
SMH.
I wanted to use Mixpanel, but like, I just heard that Amplitude was a little bit better, but Mixpanel looks way better, which I like more. So like, anyways, there's it was like a 3-month fight to get to Amplitude, but I wanted to use Mixpanel. So
yeah.
But I love that you guys use it. Like that's for how the fact that you guys are in beta and you're already doing that is seriously very impressive, and like that saves you so much money, and you know that. But like that's incredible that you guys are doing that.
Wait,
so go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I feel like these are there's no right or wrong steps to anything, honestly, but it's like, in order to really get the full picture, like these are the things that just need to be done, right? And so many people miss that. I don't know what other people do, honestly, but it's like, you have to know the metrics, because that's where the truth comes from, right? If you can't bullshit yourself if you know the metrics, really. So it's like, when you're doing bad, the days that you're doing bad, or if a feature is working or not, just by seeing what people do on Mixpanel, for example, or Amplitude.
Yeah, and I honestly have to or Amplitude. And this podcast is sponsored by Mixpanel and Amplitude. No, but I honestly have to slap myself and force myself to use stare analytics, because I don't do a good enough job of it. But I think there's so many people that don't do it, and it's just it's just great to know that you guys are doing that.
I think. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I don't want to go. Let's move forward from analytics. Okay. No, I was gonna say, I think it's because, and I don't know if it's this core reason, but it's because I don't know, sometimes like what I said, metrics, they tell the truth. So some people don't want to, face the truth of how shitty their, app is doing or whatever that may
It's
be.
scary though. It's really
It is
scary to
scary. Yeah.
check. Yeah.
Yeah. And B, also because like if it's something new, if you're not used to checking metrics or knowing how to segment things or, anything new is scary too. So it's also, I think it's a mixture of those two things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I
That's
completely 1,000% agree. And I'm in that same boat always, just like scared to check it, but also like still learning how to like better segment all that stuff.
yeah.
What is your guys strategy for monetization long term? Are you guys going to put ads in there? Are you going to do like you can pay someone for their workout? Like what's the idea?
Yeah, definitely no ads. No kind of freemium pricing model too. I think subscriptions are for what we're building. It's just so kind of outdated. We're going to be having fitness influencers most likely uh, become like our paid content creators within the app.
Hmm.
So I'm thinking about using fitness influencers and having them get paid, possibly through
Hmm.
workout guides. We don't know exactly what we're going to be doing because monetization isn't number one, as you
Hmm.
probably know with the consumer social. The number one thing is retention and building a
Hmm.
genuinely awesome product.
Hmm.
But I don't know if it'll fit in the roadmap of launching like end of year. End of the year is the
Hmm.
best time to launch because that's when people are starting their like new year goals. But yeah,
Hmm.
so hopefully by the end of the year, if it's all good, then we'll launch. But if it just doesn't time well, then we won't. We're hoping
Yeah,
to
just yeah.
raise, yeah,
I was
hoping
gonna
to
say
raise
keep
next
building
month.
a badass app. You know.
Exactly. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing.
Yeah. And then, so what are your long term goals for the platform? And then we'll probably call it good after that because I know you got stuff to do and all that fun stuff. So,
Mhm.
where do you see Corecircle going in the next couple of years?
Good question. Well, definitely the best social fitness app for weightlifters. That's facts. I mean,
Boom.
there's no
That's facts.
successful. Sorry, use my Gen Z slang.
Yeah, I was gonna say
um,
I'll put a translator in the subtitles.
what was I going to say? Yeah, there is no successful social fitness app for people who weightlift. The only actually social fitness app, sorry, take a shot every time I say that, is Strava. Strava is a good example of that type of app that
Hmm.
incorporates social and utility, but it's for people who run, swim, and bike.
Hmm.
So definitely there's this entire market of like people who weightlift that is just completely untapped.
Hmm.
So just becoming the best in that scenario, I think is going to be honestly not hard to do, just
Hmm.
by like the current metrics we have and how much our users currently love Corecircle. So that's exciting. Um, Overall, just definitely doing better in the social element. Like our number one thing, or one of the most important things, is the ability for people to create communities, their own community within the app. So, for example,
Hmm.
like on Instagram, it's really hard to find other people. Discoverability, like we talked about, is pretty trashy because it's just Instagram saturated and everybody kind of wants to become the next fitness influencer too. So you
Hmm.
know it's like, how do we get those people onto Corecircle? How do we get those people who want to build community into Corecircle? And then how do we
Hmm.
reward them for being like active? So it's always just always expanding that part. Also the data, kind of what we talked about, like really keeping track of what exercises people are doing, the weight, etc., and then dishing back. Like TikTok, for example, it's like TikTok knows you. They know what you watch,
Hmm.
how long you watch it, what kind of theme or anything like that, right? And then they dish you content to watch, and there's this like amazing feedback loop. So also creating
Hmm.
something like that for us, like really knowing what exercises people enjoy doing, new exercises we could recommend, what muscle groups we could recommend, just adding in more data for them, because most of our users are actually like newly getting into working out. Some of them
Hmm.
have been having a hard time with accountability and consistency. So for new users, like, or new people into fitness like that, you don't want to put much thought into what workout you're going to be doing. You just kind of want like a workout laid out for you.
Hmm.
Just expanding the app to fit that aspect. Same thing I could say like with TikTok, for example. I don't have to push some buttons and tell a filter of what content I like to watch, right? I don't want to say I like entrepreneurial content. I like corgis, right? TikTok just knows that about me. So it's the same thing.
I love that. I think you guys are going to crush it, and I can't wait to try out the beta or not. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
You better.
I'm like a insane beta tester. I will be like,
amazing.
just so you know, on the settings tab, when you push this button's off by a quarter of an inch. So I'll be like, I'll be on it. So, but
awesome.
I've heard great things so far. Love your energy. Love everything you've done. So that you're literally crushing it. So, can't wait to see what you guys do with Corecircle. And we'll be sure to put all the links at the bottom of the show notes.
Sure. Thank you, Cory. I super appreciate this, and best of luck with your podcast too. You're killing it as well. So thank you for having me on here.
Boom. There we go.
Fist bumps.
Fist bumps all day.